Hang on. Hello there. This is RanoSR2264 back again in another video for you guys, and today I want to talk about the different versions of Star Wars and the hands down worst added thing to Star Wars ever. Now, when it comes to Star Wars, the original trilogy, Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, I think both the theatrical and special editions are good. When it comes to The Empire Strikes Back, I think the special edition is better. When it comes to Return of the Jedi, I can watch either one. I don't really care. But when it comes to Star Wars A New Hope, my favorite Star Wars film, my favorite movie of all time, I really care. And ultimately, I think both the special edition...
Then it's a commonly reported fact.
Oof, hit the wrong button. When it comes to the special edition versus theatrical edition, I'm personally conflicted, because I think they're both equally terrible and good at the same time. Now, when it comes to the special edition, because let's talk about that one first, because that one's the one that usually gets the most crap. The special edition, I think, is really good when it comes to the spaceship scenes and the fighters. And as we can see in this quadrant right here, that's the special edition, and that is the theatrical edition. You can see there is a huge improvement when it comes to crisper quality of film, video, movie. The special edition looks the best, and that happens to also be the Blu-ray, and it probably looks worse due to the YouTube compressing my YouTube video, but anyways, the special edition looks the best. I love all the spaceship scenes. They all look fantastic. They all have a lot of energy to them. They all look big and nice, and in the theatrical edition, they all kind of look dinky and move really slow. Granted, that's what it was at the time, and I definitely respect the effects. I just think they look better in the special edition. However, the Mos Eisley scene is when George Lucas got too excited and enjoyed himself over the film, and I think kind of ruined some of it. So this scene right here will explain why. Well, visually I'll explain why. Pretty similar to each other.
Iceland spaceport. You will never find a more wretched hive.
But as you can also see, the Blu-ray just looks so nice.
Every scum and villainy.
We must be cautious. So, the special edition right here, this is all the stuff that was added into it. As you can see, this one is the original theatrical edition, and these two are fan efforts to preserve the theatrical edition. So why was it necessary to have these two robots that we don't really know fight? Like, what's the point of that? I think it's cool to see a rebel ship in the background, but I think it's kind of cool to see the Outrider. The Outrider is a spaceship, is a starship that was deemed non-canon for a while, but I believe it's come back in canon and more later. Anyways, it's another version of the Millennium Falcon. I think it's really cool, and you can see it right there. As you can see, a lot of footage was added in the special edition. Like, just, there's a ton of footage that was just added that's not even there in the other two. And now, we've come back and we've matched up. Here we begin. We must go back. Okay. So they're going into the port. Their mission is to find a captain to fly them, or some guy with a spaceship to fly them off to the planet they're going to. Can't remember off the top of my head. But anyways. Alright, so all of the footage is finally matched up. So keep your eye on this corner here and this one up here. These two are the most important. This is moments before disaster. Hands down, this is the worst addition to Star Wars entirety. I'm not just talking about Star Wars as a film. I'm talking the entirety of the franchise right here. Keep your eyes on this bottom corner and this top one. A giant green turd walks across the screen. Look how that CGI looks plasticky. It just doesn't look good. It looks plasticky. It looks rubbery. It doesn't look good. The textures the textures and the colors just look like crap. It's obvious it was made in the 90s, and they haven't updated it since, and it looks terrible. And it walks right in front of the camera. That's the thing I don't understand. You have droids driving around, but you have droids and people walking around, but why do you have to have a giant green turd walk across the screen? Like, that just looks terrible. I know I'm biased towards astromech droids, I am, but
How long have you had these droids? About 3 or 4 seasons. They're up for sale if you want them.
look how quickly. But if we go back, let me show you why the droids are actually better to have in the scene. So, as we can see, there's a green astromech droid that kind of looks like R2-D2. Very small, but you can still see the characters on screen right there. And then you have this orange astromech droid across the screen.
They're up for sale.
And that's kind of a way to kind of cut in a way. So you have the characters there, and then you have this droid is the last one that goes across the screen. Then we cut from this angle here to a close-up of the stormtroopers and then Obi-Wan. The droid is there to cut. The orange astromech droid is there to cut the scene. The green one is also there, and whether it's necessary or not, it doesn't obscure all the footage. And that green giant monster turd does. And I do not understand what George Lucas was thinking when he did that. I really don't. And that's what frustrates me the most about George Lucas. Is this scene right here is the epitome of why people don't like the special editions. Unnecessary additions. In all of my time on YouTube and being in the Star Wars fandom, I haven't heard a single complaint about the spaceships. Just sometimes they don't really match up with the original footage. For like 3 seconds. Even if that, and you barely can see it. I mean, and we could talk about stuff like that forever. But anyways, I haven't really heard any complaints about the spaceship scenes themselves. They look really nice. I think they look nice, and they're a good addition. But this is just so stupid and ridiculous. I don't understand what George Lucas was thinking. I don't get it. The scene was perfect without it. A lot of the scene is perfect without it. We don't need to see the world of Mos Eisley. We don't. It's not that important to the story. The cantina is, because that's where we meet the characters. But Mos Eisley itself, as a location, isn't that important in the plot that we need to see people walking around and doing X, Y, and Z. We don't. It's an unnecessary change that didn't need to be there. That's why the special editions are really frustrating. Now, is the whole movie terrible because of a not even 5 second Is the whole movie bad because something that lasts 5 seconds and has no meaning to the plot? No. But that's why, but it's very frustrating. And I think that's what people really have a problem with the special edition. It's frustrating with all these stupid, unnecessary changes. Now, some changes, like the spaceship scenes, the windows on Cloud City, those are actually pretty nice changes. The color correction, that's really awesome. It's just some of the creature effects, just some things. One might ask, well, since we're on the topic of it, about the Han versus Greedo scene. That's a whole nother can of worms that I'm not going to get into in this video, but ultimately, Han just shoots Greedo. And the Jabba scene is unnecessary because you have all the information you need to know in the Greedo scene, and without the Jabba scene, you are still, or the mystery of who Jabba the Hutt really is still there. And I think when they added him in, it kind of ruins from the whole mystery of who is this Jabba the Hutt. Now, most people know what Star Wars is, and most people know who Jabba the Hutt is, but for the ones who don't, that mystery should still be there for them. But anyways, if you guys really want me to talk about my feelings towards the Han shot Greedo scene, I made a video about a year ago where I actually recorded the theatrical version of Star Wars with that scene, and Han just shoots Greedo, and that's what it should be. This is a dangerous part of the galaxy. And I said I wasn't going to go into it, and then I did. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's a little longer than most videos that I usually do, but I hope you found it informative, and I hope you kind of learned how I feel about the Star Wars Special Edition. Ultimately, I think the Special Edition is fine. I think the theatrical version is better, but it's kind of hard to find fan efforts, and Special Edition is more common. But Star Wars is still a really good movie. I highly recommend watching Star Wars. Anyways, this is RT264, signing out, me amigos. Peace, and may the Force be with you always.